One, what is the main problem of the story? The boys want to do something exciting. Describe how many characters that the speaker says in the story. The boys, the car drivers, the traffic officer, the police officers. What is the title of the story? Blue Gum Tree. Where does the story take place? New Zealand. The boys want to find something exciting. The main character acts as a dead body. The car drivers report the dead body to a local police station. A traffic officer was called. The boys pranked the traffic officer. The traffic officer called for backup. It was a weeknight, and we were made of a half dozen guys in our late teens hanging in the flat. The flat's furnished with old chairs in the lounge, plenty of chrome and formica in the kitchen, and a mattress on each bedroom. The only thing that was of value was the stereo. We would treat it like a sacred object and change records, or adjusting the tone controls. But then we grew bored and wanted some action, so off we went in a big white valley in search of an adventure. We soon found ourselves at Blue Gum Corner, a place named after the lone, huge old blue gum tree. There stood a well-known local landmark. Thing that the thing stand at the minor intersection leading to our town. Its trunk is tall and smooth, about 6 meters from the ground. The first branch sticks out over the road. We then parked beneath the old tree and talked about what we might do. We decided that we would climb the tree. I stood upon the roof, the car, and threw the tow rope car over the lowest branch. I tied it off and gave it a good tug. And one of the guys said that the rope looked like a noose, an idea that emerged to fake a hang with me as the hangee. The plan was simple. As I stood upon the car, the rope was threaded down my jacket, through my collar, and down one leg of my jeans. I then put my foot through the bottom, and the car was driven and hidden away. The boys laughed at me, hung motionless until I heard a car. Before they ran to hide, they gave me a good shove so that the body would swing as the car drove by. To our shared disappointment, the car simply turned off at town. The boys came to see me and we discussed our situation. Surely they saw me, right? Then another. Then another we heard. Then we heard another car, and the act repeated. We played the prank again for 5 or 6 times, and none of them seemed to care. So we stopped it. To our surprise, every car went to a police station and reported seeing a body. During this time, most officers are sleeping, and so they had a traffic officer dispatched. Hearing the siren, we ran and hid beside the tree. This is the excitement I came to strive for all night. The traffic officer began scanning the area. We would crawl away as soon as the light turned to us. One of us began his escape from the other side. The poor officer darted his light back and forth, thinking he's chasing some invisible suicidal lunatic. It may be useful to clear up the thought of the officer at the time. For all he knew, he had been informed that some guy had been killed behind at Blue Gum Corner. When he arrived, the body was gone, and he was hearing unnatural sounds. Then the body was being dragged while the killer showed around. One of the boys has made it to the fence. He started to climb it when the spotlight was on him. The cop jumped when he heard a screeching noise. He fumbled and jumped for a torch. But then he slowed down. Taking care of it, he went back to the car calling, "Get a dog, Kevin! Get a dog!" The cop kept looking at his watch, probably waiting for backup. If there were two cops, the chance of escaping is low. So I figured I'd better get out of their shoe. Another screech went off at the side of the field. The cop was once again yelled, "I've got a gun." We all know that traffic officers were not issued a baton at the time. He went and made a call that really began to worry us. I lay so close, I could hear every word. He called for the armed offender squad and a dog team, paramedic too. He had a serious situation at Wilgum Corner. Then the police officer arrived. After a briefing from the traffic cop, he decided not to go into the field until armed squad and dog teams arrived. Now two spotlights were on the field, and none of us could move. By then, Keith had managed to make his way to his car that was sitting at the gravel pit a few hundred meters away. As we lay in the field, we heard his engine start. We heard the sound of gravel beneath his tires, but the cops did not take their eyes off the field. As we lay in the now damp grass, we all knew it would be a long walk back into the town. As luck would have it, police cars can't leave their spotlights on all night without flaming their batteries. So after a time, the two cops began alternating their lighting on the field, of the field, allowing us the opportunity to resume our call for freedom. One by one, we all managed to slip off and make our way home. Behind us, we left what must have looked like a small city of lights: police, cars, roadblocks, barking dogs, armed officers, and an old tower rope hanging from a tree. When I think back to that night, to what the drivers of the cars think happened, what police believe happened, and to what happened from my perspective, I'm reminded of a simple truth. Our eyes perceive darkness and light, color and movement. Our ears detect only vibration in the air. It is how we interpret these images that will shape our reality.